Hey there everyone, my name is XYoBoo and I don't know if you knew this, but I am a YouTuber. So I'm going to do what all the YouTubers do and profit off the success of my best video by making another Ninjago custom video. I got a lot of stuff to do here, mainly side characters. So let's start with the pre-Dragon's Rising era. First up we have Quanish the Elder. Really easy custom to make if you have a Woo minifigure. You see we've got the hat and head from Woo. Use the torso from Season 13 Zane because it kind of resembles his robes, with some legs from Luke from Star Wars. One white arm, one yellow arm, yellow hands, and I made a custom beard piece by cutting the middle part of a Woo beard and paint penning it silver because I don't have a grey paint pen. Now the Old Town set was great as it came out. I don't own it yet, but I want to get it. But it's missing two characters who I think fans have wanted for a while, being the Commissioner and Warden Noble. Now the Warden, you can use the head from the mailman in the Old Town because they use the same headpiece, but for how I made him, I gave him this light blue hairpiece because I don't own it in white, a policeman torso, black leg, black arms, yellow hands. The Commissioner, I gave him the head of the Prospector from one of the CMF series, so it's got those grey eyebrows, paint penned a mustache in silver because like I said, I don't own grey. The torso from the Criterion Prison Breakout set, which is the same torso the Warden uses, but I only own one of them. Black legs, black arms, yeah. And then I gave him a custom hat, which used to be blue, but I painted it black and I had the gold details on too. So that's how you make those two. Oh, I forgot to mention the Warden's head. It's from Ultra Agents, from the Hazmat Suit guy. Keeping up the streak of Paint 86 Silver, we have Mayor Ulysses Trustable and Twitchy Tim. Now, I know Twitchy Tim's been made now, but for the people who don't own him, like me, this is a good way to make him. Let's start with Tim. I got some Joker hair, paint pen, that's silver. He has the same head we used previously on the Commissioner, but on that one I kind of erased all the beard details, this one he doesn't. He's just got a jacket, a brown jacket piece. He's got these legs from, I think, some CMF minifigure, I don't remember which, so he's got the belt and the boots. I gave him some custom arms with the ripped sleeves. As for the Mayor, he's got the torso from the Ninjago movie CMF to give him that blue suit. Then he's got, oh, these legs kind of dirty. Kind of got some, what is that? Looks like some paint pen stuff got on it. Maybe since I forgot, I didn't dry them in the box I put. Anyway, dark blue legs, arms, and hands. I paint penned this hairpiece silver, and this head comes from Hidden Side, which has two head sides. I think that this one fits in better. It's got that devious look to it. And that's how you make those two. Of course, a character who is seemingly a fan favourite, and has even returned a bit in Dragon's Rising, even though he was ruined for me in Season 16, but, you know, Dragon's Rising kind of solved that, is Fuji Dove. His cry fills the night. Now, I used this helmet piece, which is the same one I used in the show. I don't have any chicken arms, so I got the turkey arms and just paint penned them white. I did a lot better on one than the other. Got this prison torso that's torn up. The head underneath is this one. I don't know, I just think it kind of fits him. Then I made this custom paper piece that I blue tacked onto the helmet and stuck some goggles over. And his legs come from CMF Season 14 Werewolf to give him some grey legs with the claw details. And just because I felt like it, I also built Fuji Dove's brother from the Detective Zane episode. He has the head from, I believe it's, I don't actually know where it's from, but in the show he has the same head, but with a black beard, but I decided to stick to red. Hair is, it would have been like what I call the axle hair from Nexonites. I believe it originates from like a Dimensions, but it's just one of these like flat top pieces because I don't own the actual piece. It's in a season, it only showed up in Season 8 sets, I think. And personally, I don't really want to go out of my way to get sets based on what I think is the worst season. As for the legs, they are from Hidden Side as well. I really like Hidden Side. Use a black torso that I paint pen on the details of, and some yellow arms and yellow hands. And that's how I build Fuji Dove and his brother. Now, season 13, Master of the Mountain, is one of those seasons I'm a little flippant on. Sometimes I think it's good, sometimes I think it's bad. Currently, I think it's just a little mid, kind of forgettable, honestly, but it had some good moments. But 3 characters I'm surprised didn't show up is, you already know what it is, it's the Lowly, or the Upply, I just think the Lowly sounds cooler. Plunder, Fungus, and of course, Korgran. To build Plunder, I used the legs from Doctor Strange with some dark blue arms and grey hands. I made a custom piece for his dice, and this torso comes from the Arabian Night from the CMF, because it kind of has his design on it. Of course, the hood comes from Hands of Time, my favourite season. And this head is... I actually don't know who it came on, but the expression I think really fits Plunder. So that's how you build Plunder. He's my favourite of the group. Korgran, he actually uses a different shoulder armor piece to this. It's like a spiky one that... I was going to say I don't have it, but actually I think I do have it somewhere. I'm going to have to dig that out eventually, but I just got a season 11 shoulder armor and just clipped it so that his hair fits. His torso from the Jungle Boy CMF, because I don't know, I think it fits. His head comes from a CMF. No, his head comes from Jack from Head Inside, because it's got the right look. His hair comes from a CMF minifigure. Even though it's not the right hairpiece, he's got the headband, it's similar enough. Legs and arms from that exact same minifigure as I'm pretty sure, because they really fit how he looks in the show. And I used the exact same build technique for his axe as Sam's Brick Lab, so I would recommend checking him out. And as for Fungus, his cape is custom made by me, so it's white on the back, purple on the inside. He's got this armor piece, which you can get from Excalibat. Season 5 Wu's torso with one dark brown hand and one black hand. It's meant to be both dark brown, but I only found one. The legs come from the aforementioned Arabian Night, so he's got brown boots. He's got Gandalf's hat on top of some hair you can get from Siren from Ninjago. With this headpiece, not quite sure who it came on, but it's got the right eyebrows, and a mustache. That's how you build the Lowly. I like the Ninjago comics too, so here's how you build Lord Mogra, the Tengu from Garmadon's comic. I of course use Garmadon's hat, the head of an Ash Attacker from Nexonite, one of my favourite themes, a mustache just like on Fungus, torso from Carnage, but you could also use one from a Flamethrower from Nexonite, red arms, black hands, some black legs, and for his wings I use these wings from Chima. But I have them facing downward like he often does. Of course, you can get some white wings and paint the mustache white to make his powered up appearance. That aforementioned Old Town set, it also gave us Dr. Julian, and recently we've been getting things like Jay's mother in CMFs, but not CMFs in sets, but I know what you're thinking, what about the other ninjas' parents? Well, here's how to do it. First up, we have Jay's father, something Gordon, I forget what his first name is, Fritz Donovan's the name of his character. Oh, and Agent Donovan as well. I didn't make him, but he's a pretty easy character to make, so just pretend the pieces are in front of me, some alterations, torsos, glasses head, and paint pens, some Star-Lord hair, light yellow. Now, okay, back to something Gordon. I legitimately do not remember his name. Someone put it in the comments, please. His hair, just some standard hair that you got here. His head is, as you can see from the alternate side, is Lance from Nexonites. How many times are we going to bring up Nexonites in this video? But I paint penned on a mustache and made the eyebrows black. His legs come from, I think, Zane from the Ninjago movie, or at least one version of him. So he's got a belt. That is a very noticeable arm crack. I'm sorry about that, but he's got some white arms, yellow hands, and a generic space torso from around the time that I actually got into collecting Lego. So that's how you make Jay's dad. Of course, I think a lot of people want this one. It's Lou, who... Oh, that was a crack. That was a crack. Good, no Brittle Brown on us. On the topic of Brittle Brown, for those of you who've watched my Labyrinth animation, Brittle Brown got the salvage desk. I'm sorry, I am in mourning. Anyway, so back to Lou here. So, His head comes on a lot of minifigures. If you're a Ninjago fan, you can get it in Ninjago City Markets on the stupid looking guy with the bowl cut. His hair, just some standard slick back hair. I gave him a cane like he did in Season 1. He's got some dark brown legs, and this torso is entirely custom made by me. But if you want an official one, his inside has a pretty good torso. So that's how you make Lou. I would make Lily as well, but I'm not quite sure how to because I don't have the pieces on me at the moment. And also, the characters I'm most surprised we haven't gotten, especially considering we have got them but only in a movie appearance, are Jay's adopted parents. Edna and Ed. I think these customs are incredibly well done on my behalf. Oh god. Okay, he's not standing very well, but let's start with Edna. I got the legs on Jack from Hidden Side because I think they have the right vibe going on. Torso is an existing torso, but I don't own it, so I just drew it on. Got this old man head and the correct hairpiece, but I think hers is in brown. I think obviously using the official headpiece is better on the movie version, but I don't have that minifigure. And for Ed, I got the exact hair he uses, and then I used this head, which comes on Chase McCain, but has since been used on other characters, and just added some white eyebrows and a beard to it. The torso is just a blue torso that I drew his apron onto, and same for his legs, which were green legs that I drew all his details on. Blue arms, white hands. It's entirely a custom paint job. I think it looks really good. I tried to make it as accurate as possible. That's Ed and Edna. Rounding out our original series Ninjago customs onto some Dragons Rising. Let's start the same place the show does, with one of my favourite characters in all of Dragons Rising. I know it's an unpopular thing to have. Dorama. This is a knockoff of the official one because I don't own markets, but I really love Dorama. And all I've done is I painted on his hat brim and made him sparkly, which I think adds so much to him. I'd recommend you doing this, absolutely. Unfortunately I can't hold him up to any lights right now, but I hope it picks up on camera, but the way that the little dots of silver shine is so good. I'm really annoyed they didn't do that. And yeah, that's Dorama. Now recently, the Build a Minifigure gave us young Sora. But what about Sora's parents, who've recently made a resurgence in the actual show? I'm going to start off with Sora's father, who I used the same torso on. I got this knockoff angry head, drew some Imperium markings on it. ZX armor, but I cut off the back to make it look a little more accurate. Black legs, black arms, yellow hands, and this hairpiece. In the show, he uses a Commissioner Gordon hairpiece, but obviously I don't think that ever came in dark brown. As for Sora's mother, I don't own another one of those torsos, so I just use a custom one I made a few years back. This evil-looking head with some markings on it. I don't own this hairpiece in brown, so I paint penned it brown, and same pieces as Sora's father. Another character who showed in Sora's past, who I haven't seen anyone make a custom of, is Koenig. Koenig has an entirely custom torso, arms, and legs from me that I made a while ago for some Imperium guys. His head is a pretty simple head. I don't even know if it has or not. Yeah, it's got an alternate side of a scared head. It's just like a generic city head, but I put on some markings. And I gave him this hairpiece that I found in a Build a Minifigure, because it's a hairpiece used in the show. And of course, the same technique for that armor to get Koenig looking right. And I guess I'll throw in another guy. I don't particularly like this character, but he uses a very similar thing. That being Percival Tardigrade. And yeah, he basically... I didn't quite draw the design details as good this time, but basically the same vibe. Gave him this head because I think it works well. It's got an alternate scared head. And once again, he uses Commissioner Gordon's hair, but this is the best that I've got. So I guess that rounds out our Imperiums. And now on to side characters, who I really hope get put in set someday, starting with Creel. For Creel, the head comes from the CMF character, I don't remember which one. I think it was the Chili Girl. And I got some of the right hair piece, which also comes on the same minifigure. This isn't the one that came on the minifigure, it's the one I found to Build a Minifigure. But I just painted it the right colours. And the rest of it is the same. This is actually a white torso. that I paint pen purple. And yeah, the arms are probably more accurately coloured, but Creel is entirely based on how she looks in the Ninjago cards. Another character from around the same introduction period is Frohicky, Alfonso Frohicky. Now, let's get Creel out here. I love this custom, one of my favourite customs I've made. The frog guy in CMF is where I get the head from. He's got black head underneath, a scarf that I paint pen brown. His torso is the Dragon Hunters, because I think that it fits the vibe the best. And yeah, the scarf is the other way around in the show, but this... Okay, it's kind of hard to explain, but the back hangy downy bit is on the wrong side compared to what it is in the show. He's got some dark tan arms and light green hands, and these legs come from the CMF Birdwatcher, which I'm surprised I haven't seen anyone else use, because they are the exact correct colours with the pockets and the boots to make Frohicky. And the final two side characters of Season 1 are Arakor, the Djinn, who I used a flamethrower head from Nexonites, which I paint pen some details on. Paint pen the white hair, which is finally coming in white on an Oni this year. And then I used Pajama Garmadon's torso and some construction worker thing and just paint penned it on and gave him Ghost Tail. And the final one of my other most favourite customs, is Bonzle, who I took a legacy skeleton and just scrubbed off all the paint on. As you can see, there's still traces of red there. Got to remove that hair. Then I paint penned on her face, took this gnome hat but cut off the ears and paint penned it brown, and added the gold things on the arms. I really like Bonzle, she's one of my favourite characters in Dragon's Rising, but that's how you build those three from Season 1. And I don't want to build Fits and Spits, because I don't like them. As for Geo, see my last video how to build him, or get a really good knockoff, because I love knockoffs. Before we jump to the later seasons, I'm going to throw in some characters who don't really fit anywhere. First up, the Master of Portals, who appeared in some comics. And for him, his torso luckily already exists. It came on some City minifigures, and his hair also already exists. I believe it came on Aquaman. As for the legs, just paint pen some blue legs to give him the blue shorts. And, oh, there's the hair there. And I gave him this head from the Ninjago movie CMF for the Fired General 1, and I drew on a beard. And there is the Master of Portals, who I don't think many people actually know is even a character. Now for some shorts for Legends Monstrosity. Starting off, we have Bolsen, who I used the exact hairpiece he had in the show on. This head from Ultra Agents, because I think it looks very close to him. A Batman cape. Then I gave him this torso, I think comes from Harry Potter, I know it was a knockoff. And these legs, which I believe came in a Lone Ranger set, but I just found them randomly in a Brickfest. Then he's got one hand in yellow, and the other hand is a black hand that I cut some claws into to look like his weird monster hand. And that's how you build Bolsen. And possibly one of the crazy customs of the video is the monster form of the old Fire Master. I'm going to have to take the top off of it at some point, but here's his bottom. It's using a lot of mixel joints to connect it all together. Then he uses crossbow bolts from Nexonites and some of these bits from, I believe, first one in Dimensions to connect him. Now the top uses a black torso that I shoved some superhero stands in and made these long things with swords at the end to look like his arms. His head's black with 3 white dots for his eyes, and I took a knockoff Zarkar hat and cut a hole in the side of it to make his cracked hat. And then I added a hat on his back using some studs and a neck bracket. And I'm going to lean on the camera. There he is, the Monster Master of Fire. Of course, his back legs are longer in the show, and basically you can just keep using the same design that I used to keep building along. Now for everything later seasons of Dragon's Rising, starting off with Rapton. Freebooter Rapton, I just took a knockoff, and really easy to do, just find a good look at all the designs on his armour, and just paint pen it all on. It doesn't even matter if it looks messy. I think he turned out quite well personally. I rather like Rapton as a character. One of the more funny characters in my opinion is Intelligent George, who I gave a lumberjack hat, even though it's the wrong colour. This head that has come on many city characters, including Dr. Ogle, that I added some glasses to. Then I found a red torso and drew on his vest and gave him the arms from a lumberjack and some black legs, because I don't think we ever see his legs. That's how to build Intelligent George. Of course, this season introduced us to Roby. Now, I've already done a how to build Roby last video, but I'll do a Season 3 costume, which is just another paint pen job. There he is, normal and decayed. He uses the same head and hair from the last video, and you can pretty easily see, that the back isn't done, but any of you want to make him, just like pause the video here and directly copy how I paint penned him. I'll even take the hairpiece off of this head so you can see it. I'll look a little closer to the camera. Focus. There we go. So just pause the video here and copy my paint penning. Okay, and then we have the Temple Guard, who I thought was really good as a minifigure and in the show, because I like their designs. Of course, for the legs and arms, I would take them from C3PO, but I haven't got a C3PO minifigure on me at the moment, but that's what I do. Armor, I got this one from a comic, so he doesn't come with the dragon armor, but there he is. I gave him the accurate hat that you can get in a few sets, like a Galt and in a Prime Empire set. And for the gun, I took one of these ray guns, added some, I don't know the correct term, but these Infinity Stone holders, and then put on some shurikens to create the laser guns that the Temple Guards have. And here we have one of my favourite customs that I've ever made, Zarkar, a possible Master candidate. Of course, I think it's energy. But here he is. He's a full paint pen job. I'm going to give you the 360 look around for him. I'm probably going to put this guy in the thumbnail, so most of you probably clicked on to look at him. I cut off the beard from a knockoff rat head, designed all the custom details on him, even added the rips in his clothes. I think this looks great, personally. And again, like I said, anyone who wants their own Zakar, just like pause the video at any of the spaces that I'm rotating him at, and just copy my paint penning, and you too can probably make a pretty good Zakar. Remember, I did all of this on my first try, and I've only been paint penning minifigures for like a year or two now, so any of you out there into it, just try, and eventually you'll get it right. Just make sure you find the right colours. Season 3 gave us a Forbidden 5, and I've given quite a few of them upgrades. Now, the first two I gave no upgrades to, those being Drix and Kerr, me and my brother's favourites. His favourite is Drix, my favourite is Kerr, because both of them are perfect and require no upgrades. The one who I gave what I'd say one of the biggest upgrades to is Zark, where I took this knockoff hat from the cloaked Zark with movable arms around it. Let me just move my camera over to my shelf. There you go, there's my cloaked 5. There's even a Drix with a big hat there. Took one of these guys, this specific series with big hat Drix, and I took the hat to give it to the official Zark because I think it looks so much better than the hat they gave him. That's how you make Zarked. Of course, Rox was a pretty easy upgrade, just took a Bat-Zaro cape, as I like to call them, or a Jestro cape even, if you want to be more Nexo-Knights, and gave it to her. She looks good like that. And the one who I've given the most amount of upgrades to is Noct, who I gave a custom cape entirely that I custom cut to look like his cape in the show, even though I think I cut this one a bit too deeply. And followers of my channel will know the infamous Noct knockoff that I thought was real for quite a while, that I took the head from because I think it just looks so much more like Noct than this. That's the rest of the Noct knockoff. And let me actually... And there is Noct. I think he looks so much better with that head. Yeah. But Season 3 also gave us another villain. More scary than the 5 and even scarier than Thunderfang. Lee. For Lee, I gave him some brown Peter Venkman hair, as it's called. This head, which looks perfect. Like, this is almost exactly how Lee's head looks. It's only got one side to it. I custom made his legs and torso. You can use whatever. Yeah, his torso is more dark red than a light red, but this is back when the episode leaked and we didn't have many images to go off of. Of course, he would actually use dual molded arms. I just don't have any on me right now, so I paint penned him. And he's got the belt, and that is Lee. Really easy character to make. Surprised he didn't show up in any of the sets. A quick custom fun, just for how much I like the design, is the only tyrant from the current LEGO Fortnite run. Again, just copy my paint penning here. It's a knockoff Garmadon that I used, and a knockoff only Garmadon. This one's a little bit more tough to do. I wouldn't really know how I'd copy what I did if I were you viewers, but I don't know, I just thought I'd show this one off. If any of you want to make it, just basically just do what I did and just try to make the design come out as good as possible. I know some of you could probably even do it better than I could. Now, Season 4 of Darkest Rising gave us Leroux as the Loyalist leader with a Weapon of Desolation. But this weapon isn't exactly accurate how it is on the show, so here is an upgraded weapon. This comes from some guy who I saw's post here on YouTube. I don't remember his name, I really wanted to credit him, but there it is. The way that the pieces are held on there is utilising one of these that has been clipped, so it's only that bit. Ingenious technique. It's got axe blades, and okay, you can basically see how to build it here. That's one of those Sonic rings there. So if you want to build it, build it. And if the guy who made the original had to see this video, thanks for your idea. I don't remember what your name is, but I really wanted to credit you. Season 4 also brought back the Empress. But this isn't looking too accurate to her. And I know they're making an accurate one in the next wave, but I'm going to show you how I did it, because I did it first. Okay, I didn't, because they logically did it first, but I did it back when I watched it. Of course, it's already an upgrade to the official, because I used a cape. But what you're going to want to do to make the upgraded Empress, I know that in the sets, from what I've seen from the images, is that they give her a new torso and legs. So I'm going to use the old one, so that it remains in line with the actual show. What I'm most annoyed about them doing, from what the images I've seen, is they gave her the wrong armor piece. She actually uses this armor piece you can get on Kalmar. And then I custom made this faceplate for her to give her the gold bit on her eye, and there's the hair. Now I was working on making the Empress's mech as it appears in Season 4, but I've noticed, of course, I'm sure a lot of you have too, just let me get her in, that they are actually making the Empress's mech from Season 4 in the Wildfire set. But it's a little bit downscaled compared to the original, which I don't own, so I'm trying to remake it. I was going to give up on it because I'm making a new one, but because it's downscaled, if any of you want me to continue this project and make an accurately sized Empress's mech from Season 4, put it down in the comments. Season 4 also gave us a return of the Explorers Club, but I rather like those guys. So let's start off with Johnny Courageous, which I hope is a Johnny Thunder reference. He gave me very big Clone J vibes, and he was a secret loyalist. So his hair, I know that this Superman hair in brown is coming to build a minifigure, but I don't own it, so I paint penned it. I gave him a knockoff young Lloyd head that I put a beard on, because I think it fits him. This torso is also a knockoff. It's like a policeman torso, and I just drew on his stuff there. Black legs, and some dual molded arms to make Johnny. And to make my favourite member of the new Explorers Club, Gweeg, I got I think this is from like the Swamp era of LEGO Police. I gave him these light tan arms, some blue hands, and I custom painted the frog guy's head to look like Gweeg. I don't have another scarf to give him, and I gave him some generic dark tan legs. I'm sure that, okay, before we get to the guy who I'm sure most of you wanted to see when I said Explorers Club, I'm just going to preface it by saying I did not make, forget his name, the guy with the hat, and I did not make Seafoam Green because I'm not buying another knockoff Teal'c just to make Seafoam Green. Who even cares about Seafoam? I'm sorry for offending the like 2 Seafoam Green fans in the comments. I think she's alright. But of course, like I said, the guy you've all been waiting for, Reginald, Dr. Reginald Slitherbottom, can't forget his full title. I took a knockoff like Pyro Snake head, paint penned it orange. Of course, I do have a knockoff Frack head, which I think it has a shorter neck, but again, I'm not getting another knockoff Frack. Unfortunately, I didn't get Dr. Archibald Hale from Pharaoh's Quest to give him the accurate hat, but his torso comes from the newest version of Johnny Thunder. He's got some dark tan legs, orange hands, and the same arms from that Johnny Thunder to make Reginald Slitherbottom. Now that was quite a video, but currently my favourite Ninjago villain Brass is looking a little empty. Of course, I've already shown you how to upgrade his strength icon in the previous video, but what about the other icons he gets throughout the series? Well, let's make those. Starting off, Energy's icon, based on how it looks in that one Lego Roblox game. I took the long lightsaber hilt from Monkey Kid, and I paint penned it purple, added some golden studs with a hole in them, and these yellow lightning bolts you can find on the Flash. There is his master's icon. That is going to age really badly if it's revealed that Energy isn't his master, but I'm still holding out hope. The next icon we see him get is the Bone Sword in Season 3, which I took one of the Bone Swords from Core and just paint penned on all the parts that would be gold on it to make Rasu's Bone Sword icon. And of course his most recent icon, the Master, I've claimed another icon! Ah! One, the iconic line. The bow, which I think is an icon of focus due to the white string. This bow is from a knockoff, elf from Lord of the Rings, I think. But I paint penned the string in white, so that it's white, and I added the black bits to the bow. So now, if you really want to, you can be just like Rast and, claim another icon, or find another icon. And of course, if you're a Zakar Master Truther, there you go, there's Zakar. And that concludes this video on how to make more Ninjago stuff. If this video does as well as getting another few thousand viewers as the last one did, I'll make another how to make Ninjago characters video. But that's all from me. Exio Boom, signing off.